This 1939 diorama depicts Dutch leader Peter Stuyvesant receiving a delegation of Lenape, including Oratamin, a sachem, leader of the Munsee branch. But the depiction of the Lenape reflects common clichés and a fictional view of the past that ignores how complex and violent colonization was for native people. The 1660 encounter between Dutch and Lenape leaders was intended to celebrate the Dutch founders of Old New York. But the scene offers only stereotypical representations and ignores how complex and violent colonization was for native people. Who's missing? There are very few women shown in the scene, and others are missing as well. In 1660, Manhattan was home to immigrants from Holland, as well as France, England and other European countries. Jewish immigrants arrived from Brazil and elsewhere. Enslaved and free Africans also lived in New Amsterdam. European ships, native canoes. The numerous ships shown here communicate a sense of European power and wealth. Native people made enormous contributions and sacrifices to lay the foundation for colonial markets and America itself. Yet this history is not always told. The small canoes were also vital to trade. They made it possible to access trade items found much further inland. Women in the background. These Lenape women are shown as subservient and only engaged in physical labor, and they would not have been dressed this way. In reality, women in Lenape society, both in the past and today, hold leadership roles, are knowledge keepers and help maintain cultural continuity. The female sachem, leader Mamanukul, was active in treaty negotiations during the mid-1600s. Tobacco. The cultivation and production of tobacco is an agricultural technology developed by native people. Among the Lenape, Quachati, tobacco is used as a sacrament and given as a diplomatic gift. Sachem and diplomat. The original diorama label identified Stuyvesant but not Oratamin, a sachem, leader of the Hackensack, a Munsee branch of the Lenape. Oratamin was a respected diplomat who conducted complex negotiations between native groups and the Dutch newcomers. The scene does not show a true negotiation but rather subjects bringing tribute to the ruler. Wampum. The casual presentation of this wampum belt, made from white and purple mollusk shells, does not fully capture the significance of wampum to the Lenape. The designs and colors of wampum belts have meaning, and record treaties, laws, important traditions and significant moments in history. Many native nations throughout the Northeast used wampum clothing. The Lenape would have dressed up for an important meeting. But here they are wearing very little clothing, a cliched way to show native people. In reality, these diplomats would have worn fine fur robes with adornments signifying their important role as leaders. The faces of the Lenape men appear almost the same, as though they had no individual identities. Colonialism and cultural representation. The American Museum of Natural History and all of New York City are on original Lenape territory, in an effort to acknowledge the ongoing impact of colonialism, as well as the urgent need to reconceive how diverse peoples and cultures are represented in the museum. We have undertaken a series of initiatives in our cultural halls. These initiatives, including re-examination of this diorama, will add a diversity of voices and perspectives to the museum's displays.